with a voice that literally puts mine to shame. This lady literally knows how to work a stage. The first time I saw her, I was like, holy snaps, which country am I in? This is not normal. I give you the one, the only Kiva Keys, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise!
Woohoo! Woo!
What's cracking? How you doing?
I am good. What an intro.
Yeah, no, that's what I do.
Oh my goodness.
I told you this is
Oh my goodness.
When I brought you in here, I said, listen, I want to sell it. Did I say that? Or I'm now lying now, I don't know.
No, you did say that you really wanted to give me my flowers.
Exactly, you deserve these
I'm here to come give my flowers.
And I've been saying, like, we were having a conversation with one of my boys just, I think last week Sunday. I linked up with one of my dogs and we're like, listen, let's put together our top weekly, our top Monday rooster on radio. Siblings, any siblings, family, give me all of that.
Okay, so I actually come from a family of entertainers, and maybe I should not say a family of entertainers since there were only two of us that ended up in entertainment.
Okay.
But I grew up around Sea Point, Stadium area.
Okay.
So music, beauty pageants have always been such a huge part of the culture there.
Yeah.
Like anyone who knows or bluesy, or somewhere where they call Hangkono, like that's Sea Point.
The hood, baby.
So the hood.
The hood, baby, yeah.
So I think for me, everything started from just seeing my uncle.
Yeah.
My late uncle, DJ Tabby, was just...
I love DJ Tabby, but like I used to tell DJ Tabby, we had a couple of encounters with DJ. I used to tell DJ Tabby, like when I tell you straight to your face, like, bro.
Because you never know.
You never know,
you never
bro.
know.
I used to tell him all the time, like, bro, I'm such a huge fan of you. Like, you have no idea.
Yeah,
anyway, continue, my bad.
So I grew up around that guy.
Yeah.
I grew up following my uncle around when he went to go play at gigs.
Yeah.
From the time he started playing using cassettes.
Yeah.
So I was blessed enough to be around that environment, going to concerts. I remember back in the day, like picnics used to be such a big thing.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. And I don't know if a lot of people that are around my age know that the parks that we see around town right now used to be booming. Like people used to connect there.
Yeah.
Dance competitions were a thing. So I know my uncle was a big Banzola dancer. So was my mom. She used to dance quite a lot growing up. So that's where that stemmed in terms of just family influence or neighborhood influences. But I grew up as a kid that loved Vinolia. Like Gem Ellie was my show, VMASH.
Yeah.
So that's who I grew up on. And for the longest time, I saw her and I was like, okay, so if there's someone who can jump on stage, get people to talk and like bring out their personalities, be able to sit down with musicians and personalities and hold such fun and engaging interviews over such a short space of time. And I think that's one of the things that once I really got into emceeing and I'd go on YouTube and rewatch episodes of Gemini, that's the thing that I would always take back. So for me, that's a big influence of what got me to where I ended up being. In terms of family, typical was a girl who's raised by her grandmother and her mother and her mother's sisters, and that was the situation for me. I think
was there ever any rivalries in trying to be the one that shines the most? Because a person like you who's always killing the stage like that, I would believe that you wanted the spotlight. You deserve the spotlight, you know what I mean?
Luckily for the longest time, I was the only girl in terms of like grandchildren, like immediate family. So I think everyone recognized from a very early stage that I was my own little person, and the environment was conducive to that. Like even until now, when any of my grandparents, and I think it got worse when they actually met my partner, they would always say, did you know that when she was so and so years old, she would grab a mic or whatever and sing like a boom shaka song to us? So I think the environment was conducive to for my personality and whatever talents that I have to just flourish. So I think I was very lucky in that aspect.
We're gonna discuss it when we come back. I need to get caught up in a rapture. I wanna find out from Kiva Keys why that shoe. Where does that shoe take? You knew that question was coming. Hence I asked for the songs in the first place. And people never know how to answer that question, by the way.
Okay, let's play the track and then we're gonna break it down.
And then we're gonna break it down. 23 after 12, I need to bake as called Caught Up in a Rapture. Kiva Keys. First song. Why don't you tell me?
Okay, this is probably the song I'm gonna love for the rest of my life. It evokes such amazing memories. My mom put me on to Anita Baker.
Yeah.
And I associate that entire album, which is called Rapture, to Sundays.
Yeah, of course.
Sundays with her in the kitchen and it's just too hot.
Yeah.
But the food smells
There's
amazing.
just something different about mom's cooking on a Sunday that's special.
Yeah.
I always tell my moms, don't make me cook on a Sunday. I'll cook on any day.
Any day.
Don't make me cook on a Sunday. There's just something about you in the kitchen cooking at something with love. There's just so much love in that food.
There's so much love. So this takes me back then. It also reminds me, funny enough, of my late brother as well. We'd just be sitting on the counters and her telling us, get up my wall units. But would be sitting there sharing something to drink and she'd have us peeling and washing dishes and honestly it makes me so happy.
I like that. That's a beautiful story.
Let's
discuss
such
marketing.
amazing nostalgia.
You are not just a killer MC, you like to make people look good.
Yeah.
Tell me about making marketing such an important part of a person's business, especially digital marketing, which you're doing beautifully, by the way.
Thank you.
You put yourself out there, and that's what we need.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I suck at social media. And I keep telling people, I need you. I need to hire people like you.
Listen, if you can get a manager and then again one of the network companies. So I started off like really low level, just writing copy. And then it evolved from writing copy to becoming the account manager. And this is where I was honestly able to curate a proper brand voice for each of the brands. And sometimes I find it so funny because when you talk to people that are travelers, it's very different from when you talk to everyone and you try to encourage them to buy airtime. And then you talk to travelers and you're talking more to like higher LSM, luxury, good food, good wine. So that's basically the rundown of how I ended up into digital marketing. And for me it was more bringing my writing skill and using it on a different platform, because I think I could still have been able to do it for print, but possibly not with the same longevity, and the creativity would have not been the same, because I realized later on that I'm also a very visual person. So I need to be able to bring the words and the visuals together and put something out. So all of that happened, and prior to the pandemic is when I decided to put my money where my mouth is, and I actually got accreditation.
There we go.
So I've been working with, going to 2 different schools. The Digital Marketing School of South Africa.
She's not just anybody, ladies. Listen to that. Let's go.
Where I'm more focused in advertising and digital marketing. And then the highly esteemed creative college called Vega.
Elevate, levitate, baby. Let's go.
So with Vega, this is where I'm more focused on strategy. Because one of the things I realized is there's this misconception that anyone can do social media, and granted, anyone can do social media. But if you're trying to thrive in a business world, and especially in a country like Lesotho, where talent, unfortunately, people tell you, oh, okay, so you're good at Facebook, but where are the papers to prove it? So I decided, it's very sad, but if I was going to bring in the papers, it had to be from an institution that accredited one, but they valued natural talent. They value wit.
Appreciate the talent,
So because of that, I went and I brushed up my strategic brushes. So now when I sit down, I'm able to bring the creative, the principles, and the strategy into play.
Let me put you on the spot just a bit. I like doing this. This is why we have fun up in this month. You understand?
Yeah.
Let me put you.
We always assume that it's going to make a person very pompous, but maybe we need to make them a little pompous.
That's what I
so
keep
they
saying.
can push.
Exactly.
So they can push. So that's my thing with celebrity culture. But I will say, okay.
Top 3.
I think that now that Manme Victor, I'll talk about him because I feel like we saw him grind from scratch, get into a contract with an unfortunately very problematic record label, and then came out and is trying to do his own independent thing. I think he needs a social media manager because I consume a lot of his content on social, and I see gaps to monetize.
Did you see?
I see gaps to monetize so badly. I don't understand why one of his songs is not being used for a Brand Lesotho campaign. I know not so long ago, Kapahunawe, like Qatar or Doha, to go show what Lesotho was known for.
Yeah, the expo, I think.
His music can be used for something like that. I know also in the Free State, they do quite a lot of activities that are funded by municipalities. And if his radio interviews or his play on South African radio stations within that region are anything to go by, then there's an opportunity to monetize. The way his songs are used on TikTok, for instance, I always wonder, do those sounds originate from him? Does he understand, or does he have people around him that can maybe make him aware of how he can be monetizing with his sounds on those platforms? That's another thing. Is he putting some of his music on platforms that allow him specifically, like that push for the artist to be able to take a bit more home than the distributors and all the other bodies involved? So that's where I see him. And also I know you're what? There's so many cleaning brands, cooking brands that when you look at their advertising, you see that the ethos is about bringing in that African our languages thing to the mix.
Yeah.
And that's where probably if he had the right people, they should be shopping him.
They have to.
Yeah.
I mean, like for me alone, I keep I got a good friend on my stage. She's always on my case. Like, bro, why aren't you doing things with the social media page? Why are you sharing so many?
Are you on TikTok?
No,
because I really think you should be on TikTok.
Because I sing all the time in the car or I'm driving around.
I really think you should be on TikTok.
I'll look into it. I quote next song. I sang it, but I'll look into it. I'll try, guys. I'll really try.
Please do.
I'll probably pay you to do it for me.
Listen, if you open a TikTok page, I will help you with your first 10 TikToks. And after that, it will come with absolute ease.
You heard it first on radio. You heard it first on weekly.
Hold me to it.
Yeah, I'm holding you to it. You put your hands on
it's going to be good for my portfolio.
Let's go.
So I don't have a problem.
Let's go. It's on now.
I don't have a problem.
Mareva Sandstorm featured JID. Tell me something about that. You'll be pumping.
I came across Mariba. When did I come across Mariba?
Don't ask me, I'm not a part of this.
But I came.
You don't even know when you came across Mariba.
I came across Mariba, I think on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was because honestly, I was intentionally seeking artists that looked like me. I have this thing that if on my Spotify I am consuming music, at least 70% needs to be from female artists.
I like that.
So the majority of the rap music I listen to is like men here and there, but I mostly listen to female rappers. Female rappers that people have probably never even heard of.
Yeah.
That's one. Number two, I like to see dark-skinned girls in mainstream media. Dark-skinned girls that rock braids, that rock natural hair. So I'm one of those people that actively seeks to listen to artists that at least look like me.
Yeah.
So, because she has a dope voice and she is incredibly poetic.
Alright, cool.
So, yeah.
This bomb push is up next. It's my Robert Sunstorm featuring JID. It's Kiva's the second song. Still have one more to come.
One more to come.
One more to come. So I'll be there. 35 over the 12 on PCFM 92.8 all the way to 104.3. Let's go.
Putting up what?
Hey, I just heard now from Keys that you got work in the studio. What's going on?
Hey man, it's been a lot of work, and work is work. So you know, it doesn't always come.
Will you
easy.
highlight me?
It doesn't always come instantaneously, but trust me, I know the people I need to contact.
You see,
You're definitely high up in that hierarchy, my friend.
look, my boy, you better come to me first. It's important we do this thing right.
Man, I still remember one of the first times that I had like anything to put out.
Yeah.
And you were one of the first people to say, yo, bro, I mess with your shit, so come through.
Baby, this is what we do.
Alright, man.
This is what we do.
You don't have to ask me twice.
Alright, cool. You got my number.
I will
Speak
be-
that.
I love how I got this on camera.
Yeah.
Because everyone keeps asking me when he's putting out new music.
Yeah.
So.
It's on record now.
You're gonna have to have a mattress for me.
Let's go, baby.
I'm gonna camp out.
Let's go, baby. Time. Not a lot of people are doing it right.
That's true.
And you've been doing it right for such a long time.
Thank
You
you.
deserve your flowers. You deserve your check. You deserve everything that's nice that's coming.
Help me more money.
Listen.
Help me more
if
money,
I want
son.
hot towels, I want hot towels.
And white candles.
Come
and
on.
white roses.
I need everything.
And what's it called? A shakaroo?
Give
board?
me everything.
All of that.
I don't know what a shakaroo is, but if you put it on, I want it.
I want it.
I deserve a shakaroo.